After my sister's wedding and her move to another city, I found myself alone at home with my mother. While I had always appreciated the way she raised me, her recent behavior had become increasingly frustrating. Despite my financial support, she unexpectedly began to distance herself from me. This left me feeling hurt, especially considering that my sister and her husband seemed to be involved in her decision. I couldn't help but feel resentment toward them, vowing to make them regret it. My name is Samantha, and at 27, I'm dealing with a difficult situation. My father passed away a few years ago, and my older sister Lily, who is 9 years older than me, moved out after getting married. That left just me and my mother in the house. To be honest, living with her hasn't been easy. Once I started working, my mother quit her part-time job and chose a more relaxed lifestyle at home. She started treating me like her personal assistant. Every day, it was something like, "Sam, is dinner ready yet?" Or, "I need some extra cash this month. Just send me $300. The demands never seemed to end. People often told me I should move out if I wasn't happy, and I did consider it many times. But after my father's passing, my mother had no one else. Lily had made it clear that she and her husband weren't willing to take her in. Despite my growing frustration, I couldn't just leave her. However, even though she's my mother, there were limits to what I could tolerate. Just today, I snapped, "Mom, did you take money from my wallet again?" I couldn't hold back my frustration. "What an awful thing to accuse me of," she huffed. "I just needed some clothes, so I borrowed it for a while." "Borrowed? You never pay me back. Can you at least ask before taking my money?" I retorted. Her face twisted in irritation. "Do you even realize who you have to thank for the life you have? I raised you." "You're so ungrateful." I exhaled sharply. "I know I owe you, Mom, but that doesn't mean you can just keep taking from me without asking. It's only natural for you to take care of me now that I'm earning. Don't complain about just a few hundred." This was always how our arguments went. Every time I tried to set a boundary, she'd throw in the same phrases, "I raised you," and "You owe me." It always left me speechless. The truth was, I had a decent salary. Even if I sent her a large sum each month, it wouldn't hurt me financially. But something inside me refused to let her keep this cycle going forever. Then, one day, everything changed. After a long day at work, I came home to an unexpected sight. Lily and David were sitting in my living room. I hadn't seen them since my father's funeral, and we hadn't kept in touch since then. "Hey, Samantha. It's been a while. You still have that gloomy attitude, huh?" Lily smirked. Her words took me back to our childhood. She had always belittled me, and it seemed marriage hadn't changed her one bit. "What are you doing here?" I asked, arms crossed. Lily shrugged. "Do I need a reason to visit Mom?" I clenched my jaw. "This isn't our family home anymore. Dad's house was sold years ago. I'm the one paying rent here." Lily waved a hand dismissively. "Don't be so uptight. We're finally all together again as a family." Before I could respond, David chimed in. "Honestly, Sam, with that attitude, you'll never get married." I bit my tongue. This was exactly why I had kept my distance from them. Then, my mother spoke, her voice sweet but firm. "Actually, Samantha, I've been thinking. Maybe it's time you move out." I froze. "What?" She smiled. "It's just that Lily and David are planning to start a family, and I'd like to go live with them for a while. They suggested it." My chest tightened. "So you want me to move out so you can go live with them? After everything I've done for you?" My mother had no shame. "Will you be fine on your own? You're independent now." That was it. I was done. I laughed, not because it was funny, but because the situation was so absurd. "All right," I said, grabbing my coat. "You want me out? Fine. But you should know, I've been covering all the rent and bills. The lease is in my name, so when I move out, you're on your own." Their faces fell. "Wait, what?" my mother stammered. I shrugged. "Guess you'll have to find somewhere else to live. Maybe Lily and David can take you in after all." Lily opened her mouth, then closed it. David looked away, suddenly very interested in the floor. I walked out that night, leaving them in stunned silence. And for the first time in a long time, I felt free. Did I feel guilty? Not at all. It was obvious from her comment that, like Lily, David was just as insensitive. Disliking the two of them more than ever, I retreated to my room after having dinner alone. My mother, seemingly pleased to see Lily after so long, kept chatting away with a smile on her face. It was clear that the three of them had been gossiping about me behind my back. Since that day, for some reason, Lily and David started visiting my place more often. There was something that bothered me about this. Did they think this was their home? They were getting way too comfortable in my apartment. "I'm going to live with Lily and David," my mother announced casually. "You're going to live with them?" I repeated, shocked by her sudden decision. My mother, who had always resisted the idea of living with Lily and David, was now willingly choosing to move in with them. What on earth was going on? Just then, Lily and David conveniently arrived. "Lily, what's going on?" I asked, my voice filled with disbelief. "You never reached out to us before, and you always said you'd never live with Mom. What's changed?" Lily gave me a condescending look. "It's only natural for the eldest daughter to live with her mother, isn't it?" she said with a smug tone. "What, don't tell me you have a problem with it?" I blinked, trying to process her words. "You're saying it's fine for Mom to live with you now? Why the sudden change?" Lily rolled her eyes. "You're so annoying. Anyway, Mom's decided to live with us. We don't need you anymore. Just leave." "Leave?" I repeated, feeling a wave of disgust wash over me. After all this time, they had left everything about Mom up to me. I couldn't believe how arrogant Lily sounded, but I couldn't ignore it. Something didn't feel right. It was clear that Lily and David were up to something, and I had to find out what. My mother, despite her sharp tongue, was still my only parent. I needed to be cautious about getting involved in anything that might cause trouble later on. "Mom, isn't it obvious that something's going on here?" I asked, my voice shaking with frustration. "Lily and David have never contacted us before this. Why now?" Before I could finish, my mother cut me off. "What are you talking about? If anyone's acting strange, it's you," she snapped. I was taken, aback. "Huh?" Her next words stunned me. "Those who just leech off their parents should leave," she said coldly. Those words hit me like a punch to the stomach. After all the support I'd given her, after taking care of her for years, she had the nerve to say that? It was the moment any lingering affection I had for her vanished completely. But this wasn't the end. I knew I had to take action. They might think they had the upper hand now, but they would soon realize their mistake. I started planning my revenge. "I'll leave right now," I declared firmly, looking directly at my sister, her husband, and my mother. The three of them exchanged smug glances before Lily spoke. "Samantha, you're finally leaving? Mom, you must be so happy." "I truly am," my mother beamed, a look of satisfaction on her face. "Now I can live with Lily and David. I'm on top of the world. From now on, I'll be the one taking care of Mom." "Thank you, Lily," David said with a grin. "Oh, thank you too, David," my mother chimed in, her voice dripping with delight. The three of them continued their conversation, patting each other on the back as if they had won some great victory. I struggled not to laugh, but I couldn't. Let them see that I was enjoying their confusion. To execute my revenge perfectly, I had to stay calm and lay low for now. From that moment on, Lily and David were constantly in my apartment. And as for me, it was as though I didn't exist, or rather, as though I had never existed in the first place. But that worked to my advantage. I wasn't bothered by their presence while I prepared to move out. A week later, it was finally moving day. When I stepped into the living room, Lily couldn't hide her smirk. "Today's the day we part ways, Samantha," she said with mock sweetness. "We'll be taking care of Mom from now on, so you don't have to worry." "Thank you," I replied calmly. "I'm leaving Mom in your hands, okay?" Something in my response seemed to unsettle Lily. Then my mother walked up to me, a smug smile on her face. "I hope you get married soon, Samantha," she said, as if it were the most casual thing in the world. "It would be a shame to remain single for the rest of your life, wouldn't it? You know, the whole world would call someone like you a loser." David chuckled at my mother's words, while Lily stifled a laugh, covering her mouth. I remained calm. "That's true," I said, my voice steady. "From now on, I've decided to live just for myself. I mean, I don't have to take care of you anymore, right?" My mother's face twisted. "Just stop talking and get out. I never asked you to look after me." I shrugged. "I'm leaving anyway." Ding dong. The sound of the doorbell cut through the tension. "Oh, seems like they're here," I said, turning toward the door. The movers from the company I'd scheduled arrived. As they began carrying out my belongings, I casually pointed toward the living room. "Oh, and please move all the appliances and furniture in these rooms too." The shocked voices behind me harmonized. "Wait, what?" They were completely dumbfounded. The TV, the fridge, the microwave. Oh, and this cleaning robot too. Also the sofa, dining table, and the bed. "Please move everything," I said, giving the movers clear instructions. My mother snapped. "What are you thinking? Stop this immediately." I turned to her, unfazed. "What do you mean? Am I doing something strange?" David, now red-faced, approached me aggressively. "Yo, listen to Mom. How do you expect us to live without any furniture or appliances? You have no right to take everything. Leave everything here and just go." My mother and Lily both squawked in front of me, completely losing their composure. I took a deep breath and smirked. It was time to clarify the situation for them. "Are you getting the wrong idea or something? Everything in this apartment, including the apartment itself, all its appliances and furniture, belongs to me." I paused, letting the weight of my words sink in. "This is Mom's place, right? Don't mess with me. All the furniture and appliances were bought using Dad's inheritance, weren't they?" David snapped, furious. I knew it. His face twisted with misunderstanding. He was an idiot, as I had predicted. He believed my mother had been financing this apartment and assumed she had received a large inheritance from my father. That must have been why they had eagerly moved in with her in the first place. I turned to my sister, feeling a sense of disbelief and frustration. "Lily, aren't you misunderstanding something?" I asked, my voice steady but filled with irritation. "I bought everything in here. I've been giving Mom a monthly support of $2,200. Their faces stiffened at my words. "Those losses you're talking about. You just wanted to live with Mom, didn't you?" I added. "You thought you'd inherit Dad's money one day, huh?" David scoffed. "What are you talking about? Mom used up all of Dad's inheritance a long time ago." I watched as Lily's expression shifted, her confidence draining away. She nervously glanced at our mother, who was now looking down, her face pale. "Mom, please explain," I demanded, my voice growing sharper. "You told us you bought all the appliances here." My mother hesitated before mumbling. "Well, I was just trying to look good." Lily snapped, her anger rising. "What do you mean by that?" "Only moved in with you because we thought there was an inheritance from Dad," Lily spat, frustration evident in her voice. If there's no inheritance, what's the point of living together? I couldn't help but feel a cold satisfaction as I watched the chaos unfold. Wait, what are you saying? My mother stammered, completely caught off guard. Didn't you say you'd take care of me because you're the eldest daughter? Lily folded her arms, her expression hardening. I was just trying to be nice. I lied so that we could live together. As Lily's true intentions became clear, her facade crumbled. David's sudden realization about the lack of inheritance only fueled their anger. My mother, on the other hand, looked deeply shaken, realizing that the kindness her daughter and son-in-law had shown was nothing more than a facade. It was a pathetic family dynamic, one built on lies and manipulation. My mother should have suspected something when Lily and David, who hadn't been in touch for years, suddenly proposed living together. If Lily had been paying attention, she would have known long ago that there was no money left from Dad. Just then, David had an idea. I've got it. It would be great if Samantha could live with us again. My mother and Lily immediately perked up, their eyes wide with hope. That's right, Samantha, my mother pleaded, her voice dripping with desperation. You should live with us after all. Yes, Samantha, Lily added, her tone now full of pleading. I really do need you. Seeing their drastic change in attitude, their desperation for their own convenience, I couldn't hold back my disdain. What are you even saying? I asked, my voice cold and filled with finality. Don't make me laugh. There's no way I'd live with trash like you all. I stood tall, letting the words sink in. I've decided to live only for myself from now on. Whatever happens to you, I couldn't care less. Why don't you all just happily ruin your lives together? The three of them, my mother, my sister, and David, looked completely drained, as if all the energy had been sucked out of them. They collapsed onto the couch, staring blankly ahead, defeated. Goodbye, I said, my voice firm. Do your best as a family. I slammed the front door behind me, the sound echoing in the stillness. In just 2 weeks, the lease for the apartment would end. Since it was under my name, they would probably be forced to leave. But honestly, that was none of my business anymore. A week after I successfully moved out, as I expected, I received a call from my mother. Samantha, please, I can't live like this. Come back, she begged. I scoffed, completely unmoved. There's no way I'm coming back. Why don't you have that idiotic couple take care of you? My voice was cold as I continued. Actually, it seems they quit their jobs and moved here because they thought I still had your father's inheritance. They really are terrible people, aren't they? I couldn't help but feel a sense of satisfaction as I said this. Samantha, all I have is you, she pleaded, her voice breaking. Mom, I'm busy. Can I hang up now? I said, uninterested in continuing the conversation. Before she could respond, I ended the call and blocked her number. I no longer felt any need to help my mother, especially now. She had taken everything I had to offer and given nothing in return. Rumor had it that my mother, Lily, and David were evicted from the apartment after that incident. They ended up spending all of Lily's remaining savings to move into a shabby place. Apparently, my mother still didn't work, and she and David argued every day. Lily was the only one bringing in money, working from dawn until dusk just to make ends meet. As for me, after distancing myself from them, I was able to save more money and use it for my own needs. For the first time in my life, I was free to focus on myself, and it felt amazing. After all the sacrifices I had made in the past, I was finally living a life that made me happy. I had walked away from a life of being used, manipulated, and taken for granted. It wasn't easy, and I won't pretend that I didn't hesitate. But in the end, choosing myself was the best decision I ever made. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever been in a situation where people only cared about what they could take from you? Have you ever been the one who always gave, always sacrificed, only to be discarded the moment you set boundaries? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you've ever faced something similar. Your words might help someone else find the courage to stand up for themselves just like I did. If you were in my shoes, what would you have done? Would you have walked away sooner? Would you have confronted them differently? Or do you think there was another way to handle it? Tell me how you see it. I want to know how you would have handled a family that only cared when they thought money was involved. And if you have any advice for someone struggling to break free from toxic family dynamics, drop it in the comments below. Sometimes a few words of wisdom from someone who has been through it can be life-changing. Most importantly, I hope my story serves as a reminder. You don't owe anyone your peace, your happiness, or your financial stability just because they're family. You deserve to be treated with respect. You deserve relationships that are based on love, not obligation or guilt. If you're stuck in a situation where people only value you for what you can give, I want you to know that it's okay to walk away. It's okay to choose yourself. And when you do, you might just find the freedom and happiness that you've been denied for so long.